everybody. So good morning. All right. So I have the items that I have in place are I have my basil that I picked fresh from the garden.
Mhm.
I have the cucumber, which I took from my refrigerator because remember yesterday my cucumbers are not big. I have some organic coconut oil. And the recipe that I had seen online had said basil oil, but I was not able to find basil oil that I thought was affordable. So I am going to just use tea tree oil. That's something that I already had. Tea tree oil is something that's antifungal, very minty. I'm not sure if either of you have ever used tea tree oil before.
I have in my hair.
All right, so like it's kind of invigorating and a little bit minty.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I'm gonna try that out. I'm not gonna use a lot of it though because I don't want to be overstimulated. Already, any kind of scrub is aggressive. Like because you're basically exfoliating or taking off layers of skin much faster than you would with just regular rubbing. It's a rubbing with exfoliation or removal of layers of skin.
Mm.
So I don't want to overdo it. So if I add too much tea tree oil, it might burn. So my ingredients are all here. I will be working with the magic bullets today. And I have these little containers that I found at the dollar store, which I thought were very cute. Tiny little mason jar. So I'll be putting my product into this little mason jar. So I'm going to measure just because if I like it or don't like it, I will have measurements to see, what I liked and what I didn't like. So I'm just going to get started because I don't want to keep you guys for too long. So I am going to start with cutting my cucumber, and I'll just adjust this so you can see a little bit more. I'm using Chef Johnson's Gladiator series knife. It's very big and effective. I'm only going to use half a cucumber. So this other half I'll put away. And I'm just going to cut it just enough because I'll be putting it in the bullet. So just to help the bullet out, even though it can do it on its own. So I'll put my cucumber. Then I'm going to be putting, as I said, just a tiny bit of the tea tree oil. So this is 1/8 teaspoon. So I just added 1/8 teaspoon. And then I'm going to add as much coconut oil as I have in this container. So remember coconut oil, I'm not sure if you guys have ever used it before. Have either of you used it?
I haven't.
Coconut oil is an oil that is it is a saturated fat, but they say it's a healthier saturated fat, not like butter, where butter is solid, still at room temperature. This oil actually melts at room temperature, but it will solidify if the temperature is cool enough. Whereas if you ever used olive oil, olive oil never gets solid.
Yeah.
So that's an unsaturated fat. The difference between the three is this one is saturated, but it's still healthy for you, whereas butter or margarine, they're not so healthy for you. Definitely lard is not a healthy alternative. But this one, if the temperature was a little bit cooler in my house right now, it might be solid. But right now, it's in between solid and liquid. So I'll be able, and this is a tablespoon. So I'm going to be able to pour it into my spoon. So that's 1 tablespoon. And I'll do 2 tablespoons. I might be able to get it to 3. And without me dropping this on my laptop, you can see some pieces coming out kind of clumpy.
Yeah.
So that just shows that this is a saturated fat. And that's why some people say that it's not, they sometimes say that it's not healthy, but it really is. And they have books on it and everything about coconut oil and how good it is for everything that you can think of. I'm gonna, just because there's always a little excess, I'm gonna take my basil leaf and just get out any extra that's in there, because waste not, want not. And then I'm going to just, I need to close things as I work with them because I have a bad habit of losing lids. I got to take a quick battery check because my battery's about to die. So give me 1 second.
Okay.
I thought I had plugged this in before and I didn't. Oops, and I just dropped something. So, all right. So there, now my battery's better. So now I'm gonna just measure out about how much basil I have. And I hope the sun is not too much for you guys.
No.
So you can see. Okay. So here's my basil. And I'm going to get a measuring cup for this one. Thought I had it over here, but I don't. All right. So my measuring cup and loose leafed, it's about, I would say it's about a half cup. So I'll put my half cup of basil in. And then my final ingredient is going to be the sugar. And I wanted you guys to be the, you guys to choose. I have brown sugar and I have regular sugar. Which one do you think I should use?
Regular?
I would say regular. I know, I believe what makes brown sugar is that they add molasses to it.
Mm-hmm.
So, not that we need molasses. I think maybe if I wanted it to have like a special color to it, I might do, molasses, the brown sugar one. But let's make it look as clean and as light as possible, I would say, or nice and green. If we do the brown, it might alter the color of the green, because I think right now it's going to be a pretty color green. So yeah, let's go with that. I'm going to just get my wet out of here because this is wet. Being that I'm switching to a dry product. So sugar, I have a spoon here. Actually, let me get a different spoon. I'll use this spoon. So just FYI, you would never want to really stick the whole glass in here because you have a more chance of cross-contamination. So it's better to like use a tool to get your product out of anything. This is right now at a 1/3 cup. I think I'm going to try and go for a 1/2 cup. Make sure it's level. So yeah, that's like a 1/2 cup of white sugar. Close that up. So I'm going to add my 1/2 cup, and there we go. So now let's do our magic. I may need to add some liquid to this. just to get it spinning, but I'm going to try with this and see how it works. So put my lid on. And place in and press. Nothing happening. I probably should have did my cucumbers at the bottom because they're the loosest. So I'm just going to shake it up a little bit. Have either of you ever used a NutriBullet before?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever used your NutriBullet and it's started spitting stuff out? Like as it's spinning, it wasn't tight enough?
Oh, yeah.
Not so fun. All right. It is, I'm not sure how much you can see, but it is moving a little bit more now. Try this one more time because I don't want my motor to get weak. I'm going to stir it up a little bit myself to try and get that cucumber more at the bottom. Actually, because I still have a little bit of cucumber, I'm going to add a little bit more cucumber here and see if that helps too. So 2 more slices. And I'm going to add just a little bit of liquid. I have a purified water machine right next to me over here, so I'll get it from that. Oops, and I just dropped it on the floor. Oops, let me clean that off. I'll get the water later. So let's see, how much water am I adding? We'll go with a tablespoon of water. See if that makes it move. That was about 30 seconds. So I'm liking it, but I still see, I don't know if you can see, there's a little bit of white at the bottom.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna just mix it up a little bit. Right now, the consistency is a little liquidy, but it could be because I spend it so much. I may end up adding some sugar to my ingredient just to get the texture thicker. But I like the color. Isn't that pretty?
Yeah.
So it's definitely probably going to be more than one of these. So I'm going to get another. Okay, and for the purpose of trying to make sure that it's thick enough and so I can measure, I believe I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of sugar to each of these. So, because I can already tell it's liquidy. So spoon. So 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. Okay. Close it up. Spoon here. Okay, what do you think? You think it's going to work?
I think so.
Okay, let's see. So I'm going to take this. It still has bits of cucumber in it, so I need to mix it some more. I knew the cucumber was going to be the tougher skin. Okay, so that was about 30 seconds. That did it. So now, time to pour. So, give that a second to settle. Oops, that was a little clumpy.
Yeah.
I guess there's still a little bit of cucumber left in that one. All right, so, oh, it's so pretty. So
It is.
now, simple pleasures. So now I need to mix it. I'm just going to use a knife, butter knife. And it's liquidy, but I think once it settles in that cute, remember I said with the coconut oil, it
Yeah.
solidifies. And I think this is a good mixture. And I probably would have to keep it in the fridge or let it cool so that it's going to be a little bit more solid.
Mm.
And it looks like I might have enough to make a half cup more, you know, these little tiny things. So here, actually, once I stirred it, settles down a little bit. A little spill over there. Oh, wow, that's perfect.
Mm.
Okay, so voila, I have a basil cucumber scrub. I'm gonna refrigerate them, and then once they solidify, I can send you pictures and add to the video so you can see what the end result would be. I will even do a facial wash with it and tell you how it feels. I have a feeling it's going to be cooling and refreshing because, especially being that I use the tea tree.
Yeah, and the
Um,
cucumber.
yeah, and the cucumber. And I believe it should be moisturizing, and I'm excited. I need a good facial scrub.
Mm.
So I'm going to just put a little saran wrap over it. I can figure out where did my daughters put the saran wrap. Well, oh, that's the bad part when you have more than one person in the house. Oh, there it is. So, Of course, it wasn't put back where it was supposed to go. So, I'm just going to tear it one more time. One here, one here. And I have 2 lids. So I'll put the lid on. And just because I like to be neat, I'm going to trim off this extra. I don't like the way that looks. So I'll trim off my extra. We have every tool in the kitchen. All right. All right. And there you go. Oops. Gosh, that would be terrible if I dropped this and broke it.
That wasn't good.
That would be a total fail. So, yeah, it's pretty. So we have 2 facial cucumber basil scrubs. Ta-da! Cheers. So, what do you guys think? Any questions, comments?
I think I want to do that.
Want to try it? Yeah. So I'm going to, like I said, I will update the video and make a new, yeah, it looks cool. I will update the video and, or the post. So I'll post this one first, but later in the day, I'll try this out and then I'll post it for you guys and I'll do a facial wash and I can tell you how it feels.
Okay.
Cool?
Yeah.
Now, that either of you guys want to try and do something today or like make anything?
I think
Like,
I'm gonna do that.
okay, so if you want, if you make it within the weekend or whenever, record it if you can, and then you can share it.
Okay.
And or if you wanted to do it on Tuesday, or if you did one and then want to do another one on Tuesday, go for it.
Okay.
You know, we could do that too. Either one of you, if you want to make anything, it'd be fun to see and try and experiment. So you ready for the weekend?
Yeah.
Me too. Me too. All right, well, I'm gonna clean my mess up. I'm gonna stop recording.
Okay.
Stop recording.
Bye.